kids, what's up? This is Andre. We're at Richmond Park. We're here to talk about rails. These are rails. If you look closely, they're the plastic things on your board that actually make you slide on rails better, and you can also do combos. So without rails, usually you have to actually kind of pop it to go to feeble, but now your toes can lift the board like that and your heels can lift the board like that. So all you have to do is lift it like that, and then you just push it in. That's why you see people you just go all nuts and shit. Works out really well. Also makes, obviously, since these things are sliding, it's less of the board is sliding, so you can just slide for way longer. Even if your feet were right here, you can lift it up like that and then turn it in like that. If you don't have rails, I'm gonna grab Scott's board for a second. So Scott's board doesn't have rails. Nope. So if it has a lot of concave, it's possible to be able to lift it, but it's still it's hard. You have to actually go like that. Yeah, you have to almost ollie. So it's hard to be able to do stuff where you can just do it's still possible to do that, but it's just a lot harder. It might make your board heavier. These ones are ones that I got from Sadiq. Shout out to Sadiq. Thanks for giving these to me. And everybody kept telling me that these are huge. Oh, it's cool. It's my first ones that I ever skated, so I didn't really have a preference. But then when I actually skated these for a whole year, I noticed that, yeah, they're pretty heavy. These are Powell rails. So these are the normal ones. These are what they're supposed to look like. If you got ones like this, it still works, but it's just gonna be a lot heavier. It's gonna be harder for you to do certain flip tricks and stuff like that. Is your finger in the way?
No.
Okay. These ones are massive. 2 of these is one. So rails have been around for a while. I even remember when I was 5 years old, I didn't skateboard, but I had a skateboard from Toys R Us and it had rails on it. And I always thought it was just to keep the graphic nice and clean. That wasn't the case later on. I figured that out. I've only been skating rails for about a year and I love it. They just make skateboarding more fun. And why wouldn't you want skateboarding to be more fun? Can't wait to skate these ones. Thanks to, I forget the guy's name that gave them to me, but I'll write it in the description below. Look at this. He gave me free rails, pretty much new. I asked him if he wanted money and he was just oh, just donate some money to the food drive.
Oh, really?
What a good guy. Let's talk about how you put rails on. It's probably best to put on the middle bolt first, because then when you put the middle bolt on first, you can actually twist it around and make sure it's nice and straight. The bolts on the end, and then I put the other bolts last, these bolts. But you don't want to tighten it too much, because if you tighten it too much, you'll strip it and then it won't be able to twist it in the wood good, I guess.
Yeah.
Then it will start to come out and then you'll get a rattling rail, which is really annoying. And then it can break and all this bad stuff can happen. Just make sure not to put them in too tight, because that's what will happen. Where you put your rails will make it easier or harder. I'll show you. So on this bar right here, see how the rails are right there? It makes it kind of easier for it to tip into stuff.
It gives it some leverage.
So you can tip into shit. The closer you go to the board with the rails, the more tippy it's gonna be, but it'll be harder to hold longer slides because you might just go like that and go flying. At first was put them right at the edge, and I was trying those weird combos like this, and then I was like, why isn't it working? Because you need to at least have some type of space to be able to tip it. So the more you bring them in, the more it will tip faster and be more sensitive. The more far out they are, it'll be, shut up! It will be a lot harder to tip it. But a lot of people put them there because they don't want to do the little dancing combo stuff.
So would you say that's the perfect position?
No, there's no such thing as a perfect position. I would say that this is most common because I copy people that have been skating rails for a long time. It's pretty fun. I've put them really close, and a person put 2 like just right there, and then when he was like board sliding, it was just
Really?
it was crazy.
What?
You pretty much just put them wherever you want to put them. I would say this is probably like the normal amount, about like an inch. So the pros and cons having rails is, we'll start off with the pros. You can slide way longer. Smoother. You can tip your board into all types of combos like I was talking about. It protects the graphic of the board. This already was scratched originally. My buddy Tim gave me this board. Shout out to Tim for hooking up this. I think it's an ATM. It actually helps with, if you're doing slides or grinds like back smiths and front smiths,
yeah,
the rail actually slides against it. So it actually makes it even smoother for you to smith grinds and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Which is really cool.
You won't tend to like get caught.
Instead of like the wood sliding, you have one little piece right there sliding on the rail like that, you know? So it works out pretty good. Other pros for grabs. I'm not a grabber. Like, I can do grabs, but I don't know if I will do any in this video. It's a lot easier to hold your board like that and to be able to do all types of grabs like that. Like a holder pretty much compared to something like this.
Yeah.
You look at this and eventually it slips. That's not gonna slip. Let's go to the negative sides. So the bolt can actually come out and start to make a rattling noise. It can break. These can usually sometimes break once in a while. These ones lasted me a year. These ones, yeah, just lasted forever. They can make your board also heavier. You have to spend more money on your board. It costs like 20 bucks for rails. Forgot about this one. Is that if you're skating like a ledge, say this is a ledge and it has like cracks in it, your rail can just get stuck and you can actually go flying. But then just don't do like board slide tricks on ledges with rails. Usually, even if there's cracks, it doesn't really do much, but it can. For example, like the skateboard plaza ledges, before they fixed them, those would be terrible to do a board slide on with rails. It either you're gonna go flying or you're just gonna rip the rail right out of the screws, and that's never good. No, they're pretty fun. If you like to have fun, you should skate rails. But it's so sick.
So you think you'll always skate rails from now on, going forward?
Maybe if I get a rail sponsor.
Yeah. You should get one. What company do you buy these rails from?
These ones are just no-name ones that Sadiq won in a raffle. The other ones, like I said, my buddy gave them to me. Those were Powell ones. Apparently the best ones to skate, even though I've only skated these ones so far, are the Powell, Santa Cruz, Pig are okay apparently. That's about it. Those are like the best rails. There's like Creature rails and other types of rails. Every company pretty much makes rails now.
Would you say they're good for skating rails?
Yeah, but it can be kind of scary. Here's like a con about them again. When you're skating a rail, if you are skating it and
like a handrail,
and say like some people like to board slide and they go like that and then they get in. If you do that with rails, it's just gonna flip down like that. That could be very sketchy. You have to literally be right over top of it.
Yeah.
But the thing about that is that's a good thing kind of too, because if you're learning how to be right over top of the rail, I feel like that's like the best way. That's like fully commitment.
Yeah.
It teaches you to fully commit. because you can really half-ass without rails. You can just kind of board slide like kind of like this, but if you do that with rails, it just won't work. With rails, you have to literally, once you get on top, you have to be right centered with it or leaning a bit forward. If you're kind of leaning back, because without rails, when you lean back, you can board slide. Most people board slide kind of leaning slightly back.
Yeah.
If you do that on these, you'll just slip out and you'll get hurt. If you lean forward, then you're just right above it, centered, then there's no problem. And you get used to it after a while, so that's pretty good.
Maybe I'll get a pair.
You should. I'll let you try them out. You can try to do a board to feeble. That's like the first basic kind of trick on the flat bar. The flat bar's over there. It's right by all the kids right there. That's one of the funnest flat bars at Richmond Park.
Yeah.
My local park. I grew up skating here with my buddy Scott that's filming right now.
And his brother.
And his brother. I actually grew up skating with his brother first. Yeah, this park is pretty rough and nobody really comes to it as much anymore. It's just families with remote control cars.
Yep.
Making
It's a good one.
Sound. Let's come here. Crank tried to ollie from here apparently, and he like flipped it. A biker apparently did it.
I think a biker did do it.
That ledge right there, Bendigo actually built that ledge. It was actually a YouTube video that has like almost 1 million views on it, which is well deserved because he brought all these piles of concrete to make this ledge that has like rebar in it.
It has rebar in it?
Yeah. And also this is for the city of Richmond, if they're listening somehow and seeing this video. All those like tar things.
The tar, yeah.
Yeah, like the stuff that you put in like the road. That actually kind of made the park kind of worse. Please put something better.
This park is already sketchy.
Yeah, it's a pretty sketchy park. Yeah, man, this is a fun park. A lot of memories here. A lot of memories growing up.
So why don't you do some tricks?
We're gonna go to the flat bar now and just show you the combos and stuff that you can do with these rails and how they slide compared to the other board. So let's get to it. So that's Scott. That's my friend that I grew up skating with. Let's get to the flat bar. This is the flat bar. Okay, so you kind of like lost speed like in the center. Use my board now. And I want you to I need your board actually to be able to ride next to you. And go the same speed. This is your first time actually trying rails right here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, just be warned, it's slippery. Isn't that crazy? Do you notice the difference?
So based on my experience with the two different setups, I noticed right away that this board slides a lot quicker, and I was able to go a lot further on the rail.
Oh yeah. You can hear like the rattling. One of the cons is happening. Oh yeah. Let's see this for a second. I just want to show something. If you notice, there's like a bit of rattling, but that's just because I've been using these for a long time. See, look, one of the bolts are actually gone. But then the only reason that's happening is because I've put them in and out in the same holes over and over again. But obviously, it would just make the holes not drill in properly. I don't know a better way to say that. Ooh,
Should I try again?
what pizza is that? Yeah, we're gonna try it again. Here, I'm gonna try it now.
Not you.
The other way, yeah. So I'll start off with your board.
Yeah.
Oh, God. It's like stuck.
Is this on fisheye right now?
Probably. All you do
Is this the iPhone 12?
11.
11 Pro. 11 Pro?
No,
Oh yeah.
11. Alright.
Oh
It
shit.
just goes, you know?
You almost ollied out of that.
I've always wanted to do that.
Perfect.
I'm gonna do the test of the board side to feeble test where you can still do it on a board without rails, but you have to pop it like how I said, like that.
Yeah.
Which I haven't done that on a board without rails in about a year. And this one's like, it's like that. Or if you want, you can pop it, or you can do like half-half. But
Okay.
let's start off with Scott's board. And And I'll try to board slide to feeble the end. I got in.
Yeah, you did.
But you can totally tell like the pop difference of it. Ball grab, baby.
Oh yeah.
Alright. Now I'm gonna try it with the rails. Woo! I know.
Oh, did you hit your knee?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It wasn't that bad. But let's scratch that. I took off these rails for at least like a month, but before that I was skating them for like close to a year.
Yeah.
So I still tried to do it like that way.
Oh shit. That was it.
When
You should land it. You almost.
I guess, but then I gotta go back to your board first.
Oh.
Because then I just show the difference.
Oh, okay. Oh. Darn it. But yeah, I can see the difference. Maybe we should wax it. I got some wax in my bag. Here.
Alright, you know what? Let's just like take this thing out. I'm not gonna wax those rails because I've done that before, and I only do that if I want to slide really long.
Yo, these shades are super blue.
Yeah.
Maybe you can see
Probably
it.
take them off.
Look how blue they are.
All right, let's try this.
See.
Like, you can still do it, but it's just
Harder.
when it comes to other tricks, it's not even.
You don't have the
It
leverage.
doesn't even work. So we're gonna try one board of feeble. Doesn't work. We just move on.
Yeah. Oh. And front board to front people. That's sick.
Board to hurricane.
Nice.
Okay, so that was like really sketchy. But
You did
that's
it.
not the whole point of the video is me doing feeble. The like board side of feeble's good. The video is just about how they work. So for the person that's filming, Scott said that he noticed a big difference.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. Like it's pretty much common sense, right? Like plastic slides better than wood. This much plastic is sliding, opposed to like an actual board, so it makes it easier. One more variation before we get to the. Fuck, I hate.
Fuck you.
We're gonna do one more test before we start just showing a bunch of tricks on the flat bar. The test is board slide to hurricane backside. So this trick is actually, like, I truly feel like you can do it without rails, but it's ridiculously hard, and I've never even done it. So this one is like you're going backside, board slide, hurricane like that. Be able to pop it like that is so awkward. So I'll try it on your board, and then I'll do it on my board to show the difference.
Yeah.
Okay?
Have you ever done it with no rails on that trick?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I don't even want to try it.
No.
But I guess
We'll just try it for the video. Oh, I see what I thought you were talking about the other way.
I keep getting hit in the knee.
Yeah. Are you wearing your knee pads?
No, I don't wear knee pads.
I mean your shin pads?
What would that have to do with my knee?
Yeah, good point.
Oh, why did I get hit in the knee twice? I'll do it once on my board, but even if I don't land it, we're going to the montage. Okay, now we're gonna try it on the board with the rails. So you can see it did not work on that board, and I hit my knee pretty fucking hard. Actually, it hurts a lot. Okay, I'll show you the difference, even if I don't land it.
Yep.
Now we're going to montage.
Oh, you almost did it.
I just showed you what it is. Okay, so see like the difference. You saw that. All I had to do was lean on my heel and I go in like that. I know I've said this a million times, but that's all there is to it, is leaning on your heels and pushing it that way. So pretty much if you can go like this with a board slide and you lift it, pass me your board. Sometimes if there's enough concave, you might be able to do it. But the only way really to do it without the concave is you have to go like that. And it's really hard. It's very uncommon to see someone do a backboard to hurricane with no rails. I know someone in the comments is gonna be like, oh, I can do it every single time. Well, now we're just gonna set up the thing. I'm gonna set up the phone. I'm gonna set up the phone and we're gonna do a bunch of tricks on the rail. And they don't necessarily have to be on the rails. I'm sure my buddy Scott, with a nice kickflip right there, is not gonna do a lot of board slide tricks. And I'm just gonna do a lot of 50 tricks. Okay, I'm gonna start off going really, really slow and do like a long board slide so you can just see how much better I can hold it. Nice.
I stopped on the rail.
Alright guys, so my battery died last time I was here. Came back like another day to finish the video. There's only a couple things left. I'm just gonna do a test when it comes to the rails right here and the non-rails. I'm gonna slide down this thing and I'm gonna show you which one's faster. So the first, are you ready? Slides pretty good. Almost pre-mode. So now we're gonna do that board. No rails. Oh, let's see. Oh my god. Oh, there's so much concave. Okay. Jesus Christ. See the difference? Should I land it just to see how crappy it's gonna look? Yeah? All right. That was so scary. I literally was just like rolling up the windows the whole time.
Dude.
How does that make any sense? Well, let's get this board slide. If it doesn't work right here, I don't care. I've proven my point. Oh my god. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so far it's stuck twice and it shot out once. That was so scary without the rails. So the difference between them is that with rails, you slide fast as fuck. Without rails, you stick sometimes.
Do it one more time with rails.
Okay, one more with rails.
One more time.
All right.
And then again without the rails.
Oh God. No. All right, guys. Well, that's the end of the video. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Leave comments below. I already just said that shit. Okay. Well, anyways, this is Tim. This is my homie. I filmed like the last bit.
Hey.
His birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Tim.
Thanks, cuz.
He just turned 38 and he no slid a hubba.
I did.
And he's damn proud of it. And I'm proud of him. Me and him go way back. All right, guys. See you in the next video. Peace out. First tee. Peace out.